You keep stacking the plates, pushing heavier weights every single week, but your arms look exactly the same as they did 6 months ago. The issue comes down to how that weight is actually moving. When you heave a heavy dumbbell by swinging your shoulders and hips, the load shifts away from your biceps and onto your joints. To fix this, we are going to walk through a strict 6-step protocol designed to eliminate every ounce of momentum from your lift. By reducing the weight and removing the assistance of other muscle groups, we shift the entire burden onto the target fibers. This creates the specific mechanical tension we will be applying throughout this routine. Step 1 is the alternating dumbbell curl. Start with your non-working arm pinned tightly to your side, locked in place with zero movement. This diagram illustrates exactly what happens when you supinate, or rotate your wrist. As you lift, rotate your pinky upward toward the ceiling. That slight twist mechanically forces the bicep fibers to fully contract, creating that peak at the top of the movement. Contrast that precise rotation with what most people do, leaning back and swinging their torso to cheat the weight past the sticking point. All that does is rob your bicep of the tension. Once you hit the peak, control the downward motion. Count out 3 full seconds as you lower the dumbbell back to the starting position. When you cut out the body swing and drag out that negative phase, those targeted bicep fibers have to bear 100% of the load. That uninterrupted strain is what tears the tissue and causes it to rebuild larger. Moving to step 2, we switch over to the cable rope pushdown. To get larger arms, you have to prioritize the triceps, since they make up roughly 2/3 of your total arm mass. This anatomical view shows the lateral head of the triceps. Notice how those specific muscle fibers engage fully only when your elbows remain pinned tightly against your ribs as you push downward. If you let those elbows drift away from your sides, you instantly lose that mechanical advantage. The tension drains right out of the triceps and transfers straight into your shoulder joints. For step 3, turn around and set up for the cable curl. Take a slight step back and drop into a shallow squat so your body stays anchored against the pull of the weight stack. Unlike standard dumbbells, the cable provides constant, unbroken, continuous resistance. Even at the very bottom of the rep, the weight stack is still pulling, so your biceps never get a chance to rest. Maintaining this constant resistance through both the push and the pull eliminates the dead zones often found in free weight reps. This forces the muscle to stay active from the first second to the last. Step 4 takes us to the machine tricep dip. To get the maximum stretch across the muscle, you need to lower your body slowly and deliberately on every single rep. As you drive back up, stop just short of a full lockout. Snapping your elbows straight grinds the joint and takes the workload off the triceps. Next is step 5, the hammer curl. Grab your dumbbells and keep your wrists completely neutral. Do not twist or supinate your hands as you lift. This 3D model shows exactly why we use a neutral grip. It isolates the brachialis, a muscle that sits underneath the bicep. As the brachialis grows, it physically pushes the primary bicep outward and upward, creating a much wider profile when seen from the front. Again, you ruin this mechanical advantage if you swing your hips to cheat the weight up. A strict, rigid posture is required to keep the focus on that underlying muscle. When you intentionally target foundational structures, like the brachialis, under strict control, you physically widen the arm, giving it a dense, 3-dimensional look. For the final movement, step 6, grab the cable rope and turn away from the weight stack for the overhead extension. Keep your elbows pointed high and locked in place. This specific angle forces the maximum biological stretch across the long head of the triceps. This is a burnout set, executed to absolute failure. Keep the form strict and push through until complete exhaustion prevents you moving another inch. Pushing that stretched long head to total failure exhausts every remaining muscle fiber. That total depletion sends an unavoidable physiological signal telling your body it has to grow. That is the 6-step protocol. Through all 6 movements, we systematically eliminated every trace of momentum. Stripping back the ego lifting and forcing perfect isolation is the actual mechanism that builds new tissue and increases vascularity. In your next training session, drop the heavy weights, stop swinging your hips, and apply the strict tension-focused methodology. Mastering these 6 movements ensures that every rep translates directly into muscle fiber recruitment. When you stop moving the weight with momentum, the only thing left to move it is the muscle itself.